You are listening to the Primetime Podcast with your hosts, Bryant Shizzle and Jake Jorgensen. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Week 2 is in the books. It is time for the rewind. I'm here with Jake, as always, and a very special guest this week, much my dismay. Preston, what's up, dude?
What's up, Shiz? What's up, Jake? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake.
What's up?
Yeah, Shiz. Beat you in both leagues this week, so.
Yeah, I figured we'd rip the
That
Band-Aid
was
off
quick.
and just go.
Yeah.
It was quick.
I teed him up for
It's
it. I wanted to get it over with, just yeah. So Preston and I both obviously we played in this league, and he clapped my cheeks.
Yeah. Preston,
Pause.
people that skip our intro are not going to hear that. You're going to have to mention that again when it gets back to the game.
That's okay.
Shut up, Jake.
It'll be nice to pick up the time. Don't worry.
I need to add the Jake trash button back to the soundboard quick. And then Preston and I played in Dynasty too this week, and the score actually was probably pretty similar, wasn't it?
I want to say it was. I don't know. I'm going to look now.
Yeah, I remember it not being fun. I remember not even thinking I had a chance.
Actually, it was worse in Dynasty. I beat you 167 to 88.
88?
88, dude.
Oh, I'm so fucked. Yeah, so anyways, welcome into the show, everybody. Apparently I don't get roasted in the roast segment, but I do get roasted on the show.
Boom. Roast.
So, all right. Well, I guess we get into it, huh?
Yep.
So first up, let's go over the standings, huh? Preston, top of the league. The first team to crack 300. I can't help but notice your points against is also the lowest in the league, so.
Yeah, fair.
I guess that's what happens when you play against me. And who'd you play the first week? Like Lemons or something?
I don't actually know.
Oh, you Cade. Yeah, that was when Cade had 80 points. Yeah. That'll
Correct.
happen. Wow, Cade had 80 points week 1, and he's almost outscoring me. So Preston, Nick, and give Henry his walker. Who is that?
Lane.
Oh, Lane. Oh, Lane updated the team name. He's no longer Goff.
Yeah.
Does he have Kenneth Walker on his team?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's starting.
He starts them.
Oh, there he is. I'm just blind. Yeah. Okay.
His running back room. Yeah.
Henry and Kenneth Walker. It's kind of ironic that Kenneth Walker is like the Walker. I don't know. Derrick Henry's old. Feels like the Walker should be old too. But hey, maybe Derrick Henry got a new Walker. Good for him. Bunch of teams at 1-1. Greg, myself, Cade, and Jake. Good for you, Jake. Way to make it to 1-1, dude.
Thanks. Yeah.
I see a lot of
possible.
fab over 100 right
Love
now.
that.
Yeah, all the fab is in already from this past week. I will touch on that in a second, I guess, and announce the teams that were correct. Brandon, Lemons, and George, bottom of the league. That kind of seems familiar. Did that happen George might have been good last year, but the other two teams were started off bad, at least for Brandon, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think that was the case. And Brandon had a very solid team last year, too, I think. And it was just one of those years.
Lemons and George have yet to break 200 points over 2 weeks. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough. All right. I guess real quick, people that were correct in the marquee matchup last week. Myself, Cade, Greg, Brandon, Lane, and Jake. Just over half the league, 6 of us. So far, there are only 2 people to not have a correct pick yet, and that would be Lemons and George. Which, well, rip George, because he's been picking himself the entire season. And honestly, there was an opportunity this week to go with him again. I couldn't do it to him. So, spoiler alert, I guess.
Some of those people that voted for me got lucky that Yahoo updated their projections and made my score look a little better going into this one.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, thanks to my 5 other supporters.
Shout out. That was only me. Preston didn't believe, just so you know.
Preston, you didn't vote for my
I
team.
did
You
not.
voted for
I did
George.
not.
I don't think
I
Preston
did.
even voted. Did you vote?
Yeah, actually, I don't think I did. I abstained. I abstained.
Classic. Even worse, honestly. Also, last week, since I'm on the spreadsheet, I'm not showing it, but I have it up on my other screen. Last week we had Lane on the show. Lane went 4 for 5 on his picks. I went 3 for 5, and Jake a perfect 5 for 5.
Oh yeah,
But
love
you
that.
didn't have to say it like that, dude.
It's been a while.
I've been talking.
Jake right now.
Continue to talk.
Oh, jeez. Preston can't hear the buttons, so anybody listening at home, that's why. All right, standings are done. I guess let's do the matchups, huh? Preston, this is a tough one for me, dude. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of excited seeing Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill in your lineup. And, well, that didn't go very well. Jonathan Taylor's a dog. I'm gonna learn that pretty soon. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Shout out. Tucker.
Tucker
Yeah,
Kraft,
Thursday was tough.
That reach pick for everybody giving me crap about. That looked pretty good this week. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's actually right. I don't remember giving you grief, but I probably did.
You did.
I was at the game on Thursday with Jake, and
Yeah.
also huge dub for the boys. Watching Josh Jacobs and
insane.
Tucker. So Josh Jacobs was fine in that game, but watching him score a touchdown and Tucker Kraft just carve up Washington, while I was cheering for it, was a little bittersweet. Would have liked a couple of those Matthew Golden bombs to connect, just so.
Oh, I was rooting for it the whole game. I was talking to you about that the entire game.
Yes, he was.
Well, I've missed him a couple times. Now we'll see if he does get a little. Well, yeah, he literally has to get more involvement this week with Jaden Reed being out. But
I'm not sure if that's true.
I think
he's going to play the slot. I think he's going to end up playing the slot.
Maybe. I think it's possible, Jake, that he gets less involved. He did have a touch last week, or two, maybe 2 touch. Did he have 2 carries? He had a 1 for sure.
It was 1 because Savion had the
Oh
other one,
yeah,
I think.
Savion did have that one
Where he
slipped.
where he fell and he probably would have gotten like another 20 yards.
So Brees Hall was disappointing. The Jets were disappointing.
Yeah.
Justin Fields out this week, I believe, with a concussion. So who knows how they'll be this next week. I think they have Tyrod Taylor as their backup. Is that correct?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Ramondre had a good week on your bench, man. That he actually looked good.
Yeah. I mean, him and Drake May looked great. The Drake May or Patrick Mahomes creep up might happen. Or be talked about. I'm never actually going to start him, but
May has Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That being said,
Mahomes
playing the Dolphins this year is the AFC equivalent of playing the Bears.
That's actually true.
Is he the AFC going to be the NFC player? Yeah, the NFC player of the week to play the Bears this year.
Was Drake May the AFC player of the week?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not sure.
I mean, Jamar Chase had a great game,
JT,
but that was fantasy.
It was JT.
JT, yeah, that makes sense.
Which meant I also had. Wow.
I did.
All the AFC
I also
stars.
will say we snuck past it, but Puka up there. I watched Red Zone during that game. He got eight receptions, but I don't actually remember him going out on a route. I just watched them give him like a couple end around handoffs at some point. Which I mean, he had the one end around handoff for a 45-yard touchdown, which is insane.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that in Red Zone. I was pissed, dude. I'm like, yeah, that's classic. That was when I knew I was gonna lose. When that play happened, I was like, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, all in all, I think my team did well. The namesake only getting 10 points and being outscored by another kicker by 12 is a little rough, but
yeah, dude.
Can't help that Brandon Aubrey is just amazing.
He's that guy. Yeah.
But
my team was generationally stinky.
Yeah.
Apart from Brandon Aubrey, top scorer for my team. That's huge. Love it when the kicker is number 1. Oh man,
crazy.
Apparently, Jaden Daniels got hurt in that game. Obviously, I think he played the whole game, but he was eating sacks, not really able to do anything until the absolute garbage time of garbage times saved his fantasy score. That was huge. T. Higgins had a touchdown, so he had a good game, but well, he's not on my team anymore for obvious reasons. You know, he broke the code of conduct of Shakira, you know, so we had to let him go. To rot at Georgia's team. That's like sending someone to Cleveland. Send him to George. Sorry, George. Well, you know what? I'm not actually.
Boom.
Cincinnati to Cleveland.
True. Mike Evans was disappointing. Chase Brown was disappointing. The Bengals, that game was crazy. Lane must be in tears still because Jacksonville should have won that game.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Browning throw like
3 picks?
3 picks.
Yes.
And won and came back and won?
Yes. It's shocking that you can throw 3 picks. And I believe they were losing when he came in. And he threw 3 picks and they still won the game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Dude, that's a generational fumble from Jacksonville. Lane, I hope you skipped this matchup so that you don't have to endure that, but part of me thinks you didn't. Sorry, dude. James Conner was mid at best. Tyler Warren was pretty good actually. He's been solid. Excellent backup for George Kittle so far. Drake London was also bad, had that fumble. So yeah, pretty much everybody on my team was bad. Chuba Hubbard was pretty solid, but I mean, mostly just because he got the tud. Chris Olave has been pretty consistently average. And that's kind of it, man. Team was disappointing. Everything is disappointing.
Yeah. I think I would love to get your guys' opinion on this, but I am genuinely shocked Tyreek Hill had 19 points. I didn't think he did a damn thing.
Didn't he have like a 50-yard bomb or something? I feel like he had a bomb
must
catch.
Have. Yeah, he must have, because I felt like he didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, he had a 47-yard catch.
There you go. Yeah, I will be toying with the do I start Tyreek Hill or do I start Zay Flowers going forward? So, who didn't have a great game, but like had a fantastic game week 1.
I'd be starting Zay Flowers personally.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen next week. But especially against Buffalo, Miami's going to get killed.
Tyreek Hill's tough because he can just drop a big game, but I guess Zay Flowers can too. So, can't really go wrong either way. You'll be mad when the other one outscores the other, but it is what it is. All right, Greg and Nick. This is a much better matchup. Both quarterbacks were pretty stinky. Josh Allen was really stinky for Josh Allen. But Malik Neighbors and Jamar Chase, it was kind of funny. Both teams kind of had a similar performance this week as far as position on position. I think the defense was kind of a make or break in this matchup. So Nick tucked away the win. Brock Bowers got banged up. I think he came back in, if I remember correctly. I'm guessing he'll probably play. No limitations on Monday Night Football. Oh, he was banged up in week 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, he came into the game questionable.
Yeah. So he played and continued to play, I guess. That was.
I'm trying to do the math here on this Danny Dimes start.
Oh, Danny Dimes definitely would have won it for him, right?
Yeah,
he
8 points. I don't know.
Look at that.
I don't think so. He would have just lost.
He would have lost by like 0.
Oh God, dude.
Crazy. Oh no.
He would have lost by 0.02.
But Keenan Allen though.
Whatever the math is.
Yeah, Danny Dimes is the only one that you're probably realistically gonna play in this matchup.
Yeah, like you're not gonna force the Keenan Allen over Keon Coleman because you just expect Keon Coleman to do so much better.
Although,
but also, I'm not
Keenan
saying I would have
pretty
started.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not saying I would have started Danny Dimes at all, especially against the Denver defense. But
apparently, the Denver defense is trash. Indiana Jones is that guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So.
That's crazy.
It's one thing to do against Miami. It's another thing to do against Denver.
True.
This schedule is really tough this year, holy man.
Yeah. Now maybe you put Keenan Allen over Hollywood Brown. The Hollywood Brown start is interesting.
Yeah, you could. Hollywood had a pretty good week 1 with no Rashid and Xavier Worthy. I probably would have done the same thing, but Philly is a really tough matchup, so there's a world where
Guess how many targets he had in week 1?
Well, I'm looking at it, so I don't know if that's
Yeah,
fair
I
to
was gonna
guess.
say-
I'm not looking at the screen. Never mind.
I would not have guessed 16 though. I would have guessed like 11. So I'll say 11.
Because I think I'm pretty sure on the last rewind I was also. I can't remember if he had Hollywood Brown started or not, but
I don't think so.
I know that. Oh, I think it was. Yeah, it was a waiver wire thing that he won the bid on. I'm guessing is what happened there.
Yeah, for
remember.
$31. And if I remember correct, we'll touch on it a little
That's
bit
what it
because we
was.
didn't go through transactions. But if I remember correctly, I don't think anybody else bid.
No, I bid like
Oh,
way
did you?
too low.
Okay, I must be thinking
Yeah.
of a different player then, or maybe
I
that's
bid way
what I
too
was.
low. Not thinking of a different league, but
Yeah,
I think so.
Nick's team is nasty. I'm looking at it and I'm being reminded at how talented it is. Like BTJ has been pretty disappointing this year. So maybe the fact that you have the option to bench him is kind of crazy to me. Sam Laporta is, he's a tight end, I guess. And Lab McConkey hasn't been lighting the world on fire, but he's been okay. But when you have a guy like George Pickens, Emeka Egbuka on your bench, like, come on, dude. You'd think Marion Hampton will be heating up a little bit. I think he got benched in this past game because
he
he
did.
had like, I don't know, I think he had a couple holds on offense. He had one for sure. And yeah, I think he had a couple penalties in a row and got yeah. Don't see it on here. Yeah, whatever. I'm pretty sure he had a couple penalties in a row and then they just benched the guy. So, anywho, big win for Nick. This actually would have been a big loss for Nick, in my opinion, for the rest of the league because Nick's team looks really good, and I would have loved for him to take this L. Just give everybody else a chance. Although it almost feels like redemption for Greg to lose this game after I absolutely dogged on his team week 1.
Yeah.
But he's been doing good work on the waiver wire. He's got Hollywood Brown playing. Hollywood Brown didn't have a crazy week, but he's putting in work on the waiver wire. He's got Keon Coleman starting in his lineup. He's trying. He's failing, but he's trying. Good job, Greg. Also, I'm gonna drop a little Woj bomb here. Next time Greg is gonna be on the show, it's not gonna be Greg. It will be Abby. At least that's the plan.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think was it Greg showed me a video? Was it you, Jake, at the Packer game? You showed me a video
He
from
sent
Greg.
it to both of us.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. He sent us a little video of Abby asking why she's never on the show on Snapchat. And I was, as soon as I watched that, I was like, yeah, it's decided. So hopefully, I was kind of hoping Greg would win this just so I could bring her on and ask her how it is managing Greg's team. So, all right, next matchup is Brandon and Cade. This was a tough one for Brandon because his running backs popped off. Ted McMillan was great. Bo Nix was great. And his wide receivers were just bad, dude. Portland Sutton let him down in a big way. Oh, and it doesn't help that he's playing against Jared Goof. Or I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, it was
Jared
Goff went crazy.
It was Jared Goff, not Jared Goof this week.
True.
The Lions were
all garbage
angry.
time.
I mean,
Literally all
like, I
garbage
guess
time.
in the sense of garbage time, you're not entirely wrong.
I watched that game, the entire game. It was garbage time.
Yeah, yeah.
They kept throwing it to Amon-Ra, and I was not happy about that. But
I heard
different
I
thing.
Amon-Ra is your favorite player in the NFL, Jake.
yeah, he's doing so well. No. Yeah,
You know what?
can't even
Let's
pretend
give
to like
some
Amon-Ra.
big booms to Amon-Ra real quick and Jared Goff.
Boom, 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 boom.
There you go. That was from you, Jake. I know you wanted
Congrats
that.
on your NFC Player of the Week, Jared Goff
Hey, you know what?
and Dan Campbell.
At least this week's NFC Player of the Week earned it, I guess.
I was angry watching that game because the Lions, like, I know that it's pretty, like, a lot of teams will obviously complain about injuries and stuff. The Lions were very injured last year. But I forgot, it was Brian Branch got injured, like, really, really late in the game. I was like, why do they still have all of their starters in on defense?
That's the thing.
Up 52-21.
You can't really
And he
complain
got
about
hurt.
your players being injured if you're going to play your starters in a game like this all the way through the end, right? Where you're up
Yeah.
like 30-something points in the fourth quarter. It's like, dude, set some of these guys down that you might need. But that's not what they
Hutchinson's
do.
in, like, literally, they had all of their starters, and Hutchinson's still in when they've got 50 points
It's just not what they do,
against the
man.
Bears. Ugh.
anything else? We've got Nico, JSN, pretty good game. Nico was okay, I guess. He caught a touchdown, so you're happy. But JSN's been really good this year. I don't think he has any touchdowns this year. And dude, yeah, basically the same score back-to-back weeks and no touchdowns. That's kind of bonkers to me. JSN's a stud.
Yeah.
Cooking in that offense, that's for sure. Cade hit me up. Saquon was pretty good. Yeah, hit me with the Jake.
I was just going to say, Ken confirmed Cade is done with Mark Andrews after Mark Andrews' start to the season. No, he acquired a different player, which we'll talk about during the trades. But I'll just say right now.
Trades?
Yeah, I traded Travis Kelce the other day to
Have I not approved this?
So another old
did I?
Oh,
I did. I just don't remember. That's. Oh yeah, I remember.
Because it's not that important of a trade. But
wow, you shut your mouth.
Yeah, I moved Travis Kelce because my season isn't going to be coming down to Travis Kelce.
Wow,
that's how I feel.
The biggest thing to remember is.
Could you say that? The flex for Cade was tough. Calvin Ridley hasn't been very good.
No.
I would absolutely be putting Wandale in my flex until he proves me otherwise. Although Q is also a good flex. Q has been pretty good too. 25 and 17. I mean, he's been a touchdown merchant. It's hard to say that that's sticky, but also if it ain't broke, I'd be putting Wandale in because Wandale's been getting more volume. I mean, for as long as he keeps cooking, I think you have to keep throwing him in there. Talented.
Yeah. I mean, Wandale is also like, they use him as their gadget guy too. So like he gets all those, just like Jay Reed gets all the end arounds for the Packers and stuff. He's gonna do all those, and I mean so random, but fun fact about Wandale, he was at Nebraska when I was there, and he started out as a running back. So they will, I'm sure, this year, whenever if Tracy or Scotty goes down, they'll put him at running back.
Yeah, they could. I mean, and then the difference between Wandale and a guy like Jaden Reed is that the team not only uses him in the gadget role, but they just feed him normal wide receiver targets too, which is why you can feel so confident in him, and he has the upside of the gadget guy. You know, I mean, he's not going to get 30 points every week, right? I mean, it's Wandale, but he's good for 10, and he has the possibility to get 30, and that's way more than you could say about Calvin Ridley. Now, Quentin Johnston has just as much, if not more, of a boom. But his floor is lower because Quentin Johnston's not going to get getting double-digit targets very often.
And you're on a team. The Giants are a team that's going to be down in a lot of games, so just keep passing the ball.
True.
Yeah.
So if I were Cade, unfortunately, he's probably going to have Wandale in there. And, yeah, well, that won't be fun for other teams. On Brandon's side of the ball, his bench, I mean, Javonte is cooking, dude. Jake, your guy. I can't believe you haven't traded for Javonte yet.
Yeah, I can't, like, honestly, the last couple of years following Javonte, I would have guessed he was out of the league by now, but now he's finally arrived.
He's the guy.
I don't have him anywhere.
There's nobody there challenging him. Jaden Blue is nowhere to be found.
Never would have guessed this.
And dude, Miles Sanders is trash.
True.
Well, that is a fact.
Juwan Jennings had the big game on his bench. I don't know if that's the norm for him. He's definitely flexible in a pinch, but I don't know if you really need to throw him in there. I don't know if there's really anybody on Brandon's bench that has to be started. All those guys can put up points for sure, but I don't know. His money's going to come from Bijan and Achane.
Yeah. You got to hope DJ Moore or Sutton figures something out, but DJ Moore, dude, they've only been throwing touchdowns to Rome Odunze. And so it's like, it's hard to play DJ Moore when all they do is throw touchdowns to Rome.
Yeah, the Chicago pass catchers, I think, are just a problem in general. No, you're right. Rome has been kind of cooking, but I don't know. Who knows if it's going to be consistent? I feel like he's almost more on a Quentin Johnston path where it'll be a little inconsistent, but who knows? Maybe he'll emerge as that guy.
Yeah.
If I'm Brandon, I have no problem benching DJ Moore, but I also don't have a problem really playing him depending on your matchup. I mean, they're playing Dallas this week. You could absolutely play him against Dallas. They're playing Vegas the following week. You can absolutely play him against Vegas. So it's really just, do you want to roll with him or do you want to roll with a hodgepodge of Judy, Jennings, Josh Downs, fine too. Any of those guys are fine. Tet will slot in there and he can just put in whoever he wants in the flex. Because Tet, in my opinion, Tet's in your lineup every week. Sutton, was disappointing this week, but he's probably in your lineup too with Brandon's
Yeah.
team. Unless he has a real tough matchup or something, but then I don't know. Anywho, big win for Cade. And what Cade said was the matchup of the week. No, it was a pretty good matchup. Lane and Lemons. Dude, Lemons' team honestly isn't that bad, but it's been playing really badly. Like Joe Burrow on the IR is so tough, but he's got Dak, so he'll be fine. Terry McLaurin should be okay. DK Metcalf should be fine. DK Metcalf actually has a good floor, which is not something I'm used to saying about him. You'd assume Genty will bounce back, and James Cook's a touchdown machine, almost more so than Josh Jacobs. I mean, his team's solid. Nick Chubb's a little questionable, in my opinion, but I mean, when he scores, he'll be good. Got a few guys on the bench that can be started. Debo. Oh, Quinshon Judkins, I think you could probably start going forward if you need to. But who knows?
You missed Jake's favorite guy, Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
Well, he's suspended, so he's not
Preston
getting in there.
just called Kadarius Toney.
Oh!
Yesterday.
Oh!
Listeners, he did call Kadarius Toney. Now listen, I do like Rashee Rice. Obviously he's coming off the injury, and we already talked about his driving skills. But
his driving skills.
No, I like
crazy.
Spends a lot of time on the racetrack,
But
Daytona.
no, I do like Lemon's team. I'm interested to see what he decides to do in the next couple of weeks, because he is, in my opinion, he's got to be active right now before Rashee Rice gets back. Because if he's not like either 500 or really close to 500, it's going to be tough to turn the season around, in my opinion. For that playoff point, it's really, really early. But I don't know. I want to see what Lemons does here.
Fair,
especially with the Burrow injury. I do like Dak, so it's not like it's a huge rush to get a better quarterback. But
yeah, I don't know if he necessarily
he
needs
just gives up with this
quarterback.
type of injury, or what happens.
Lane's side of the ball. Lane's team at 2-0 might be one of the worst 2-0 teams I've seen in a minute. Kyler Murray stinks at football, dude. I'm convinced. And I like saying, you know what? I still have the drop.
I think
Kyler Murray
is actually
not
a very elite quarterback.
So, and Lane agrees, which is really funny. Lane kind of hates Kyler, which I find it funny that he does. And then, is this 2 years in a row that he has Kyler now? He might have had him in a different league last year.
Dynasty League too.
Oh,
right now.
that's what it was.
Trade block. That's just in there. Nobody. I've got 6 quarterbacks in that league, and I didn't want Kyler.
You have 6 quarterbacks.
Why do you have 6 quarterbacks?
I almost posted it today. I just almost posted it in chat. Because I had 3, and then I threw Will Howard on my taxi just
Who
because.
Is that?
Steelers quarterback.
Rookie.
I didn't even know who that was. Oh, he's the rookie they drafted.
He's the backup.
What was he, like a 4th round pick?
Honestly, yeah, 4th or 5th.
Why is he on your team?
Just because I thought I wanted to have someone in the taxi that I knew I wouldn't use ever.
Oh, God.
And I decided that maybe Jatavion Sanders I could potentially lose or use at one point. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I thought Will Howard would be a nice addition. And yeah, today I picked up Browning and Daniel Jones just because.
I hate you.
So my quarterbacks are Purdy, injured, Browning, Daniel Jones, J.J. McCarthy, C.J. Stroud, and Will Howard. And it's crazy how bad my quarterback room is right now.
Also, just so we're clear on Will Howard, he's won more national championships than Kyler Murray. So he did win the national championship last year. So
damn.
It's very unlikely he's going to amount to anything, but worth a shot in the taxi, in my opinion, with having a lot of quarterback issues.
All right, I disagree. Anyways, so Lane side of the ball. So Amon-Ra was a dog this week, right? 3 touchdowns doesn't come around very often. Dude dropped 40+. Legendary game from Amon-Ra, right? Kenneth Walker was also very good this week, which is amazing to see if you're Lane, because Kenneth Walker was the opposite the previous week. So it's good to see that he had a fantastic week this week, looked good, everything checked out there. Nice. Literally everybody else on Lane's team was bad. I mean, Kyler, stinky. We talked about him. Marvin Harrison, also stinky. Kind of goes hand in hand, but also Marvin Harrison.
That stack is kind of gross.
He doesn't have the dog in him. Marvin Harrison's soft.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was historically bad for Derrick Henry. Almost had negative points with this fumble. And you don't have to say that, Jake. Brandon. Dalton Kincaid was mid, right? Everybody at the bottom was whatever. You look at the bench of Lane and you see, Jordan Love, 23 points. Dude, get Jordan Love in your lineup over Kyler. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Lane? Cut Juju. He's trash. Zach Ertz.
He's awful.
Zach Ertz could possibly. There's a world where Zach Ertz might be in your lineup over. Kincaid's been fine, right? So you don't have to bench Kincaid by any means.
Hey, I was talking about that in the pod last week.
I think you did, yeah.
I did say that Zach Ertz had to be the play this week.
J.K. Dobbins was pretty back-to-back weeks of just being good. I mean, tougher matchup against the Chargers this week, so maybe he's not the play, but you can play him. Rashid Shaheed, pretty good on the bench. Jalen Warren, pretty good 2 weeks in a row. I mean, he's got guys on the bench. But, I mean, the problem with Lane's team is his starting lineup is kind of set. I mean, maybe you bench Devonta Smith, right? But you can't bench Marv. You can't bench Henry. You can't bench Amon-Ra. Not that you want to. Kyler hits the bench. But, I mean, Dalton Kincaid, maybe you bench. But I don't know if it's me. I probably have to leave him in there. There's a lot of guys on Lane's team that you don't really want to bench. But Marv might have to be benched. The problem is when you do, you're gonna be really mad when he drops, that when he gets his touchdowns, like week 1. But I don't know. You're probably playing Marv, but at the same time, feels bad, dude. Cardinals are bad. Other than Trey McBride. Trey McBride's pretty good, and James Conner's fine. But yeah, tough one for Lane. Or actually, you know what? Good win for Lane, but it probably feels gross.
Yeah.
I can't believe the fact that we just talked like that about Lane's team and he still won. Dude, Lemons, you gotta.
We already talked about the Lions garbage time, but it literally was Alabama versus Wisconsin in that game. It was the exact same.
That hurt my soul.
Gross.
Don't even talk about that, dude. I mean, realistically, if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt in this game, Lemons probably wins.
Yeah. Also, how the heck did the Dallas defense get 2 points? They gave up 450 yards passing.
3 sacks.
Like, how did they get? Still, you should just get you should get docs for just having just an immense amount of yards. Like, it's insane.
Oh, yeah. Yo, especially to Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that Russ pick at the end where he just threw it off into nowhere probably saved Michael those points.
Actually true. Yeah, it would have been a 0.
Yeah, which is crazy. But also going back to my Rashee Rice take as Kadarius Toney, just want to clear that. By the way, I said he's gonna turn into Kadarius Toney, except his car catches things better than Kadarius Toney ever did. Which is crazy. But.
I thought you were gonna walk that back a little bit, Preston, and say that Rashee Rice is not bad. He doubled down. All right, you know what? Respect. All right, Jake, the one you've been waiting for. You and George. Did this feel like a bye?
Yeah, my team didn't do well, but George's team is rough. Seeing Rome Odunze on the bench.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Now,
Rome Odunze.
We all know that seeing AJ Brown started in the fantasy lineup does not scare anyone anymore. Although I think George is literally going to be stuck with him because all of the trade offers that he sent out yesterday with AJ Brown, nobody seemed to be interested, at least from what I heard from Brian and Brandon.
Yeah.
Tough spot.
He was sending AJ Brown out, and I did send him some offers to acquire AJ Brown when he wasn't a part of the trade, but George still values him too high for what anybody's willing to pay him based on his current performances. And yeah, maybe AJ Brown bounces back. You expect him to, but the problem is that if the Eagles keep playing like they do, he probably won't. Right? I mean, you'd have to have the Eagles defense get worse, or teams start being able to score on the Eagles. Right? They just don't need him. I don't know. Plus,
it's also just if you're the Eagles, why are you changing anything? You're winning.
Exactly, and Yeah, they look
Like,
good doing it.
yeah. I don't know. I saw a stat that said that Jalen Hurts is on pace for 1,000 yards this season passing.
Jesus.
If he keeps up with it, and they're 2-0, that's gross.
That is disgusting. I mean, you don't expect that to stay true, right? So you expect A.J. Brown to pick it up, but at the same time, man, what's going to make them? Because like you said, they're winning, so who cares, right? I mean, it's like the Chiefs last year.
Yeah.
They don't need
And this is very true. And this is the first week that everyone kind of flipped back where a couple months ago it was like, oh, the Packers are trying to get the tush push ban that's soft move. And this week, everyone's been wanting it banned, literally everyone.
Yeah.
With, certain players being offside or, like in the neutral zone and stuff like that. False starts, all of that. Super hard play to officiate. It will not, it obviously has to wait until next year for anything to happen to it. But it's an interesting play. And I was very surprised to see Jalen Hurts only give me 8.5 points.
Yeah,
see that
that's
when you
tough.
draft quarterback. He is one of the earlier quarterbacks that were drafted, and the earliest one I've drafted in a while in this league, honestly. So that kind of sucked. But
he feeds off the tush push.
It's very true.
Yeah, he does.
CD is still doing CD things.
Yes.
This was my experience of what Brandon mentioned, which is, you bench Garrett Wilson and he gets like 25 to 30 points. Start him. You should start Devontae. I got that experience now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you could probably bench him for the next week, maybe 2.
I can. Yeah, that does make me feel better, actually. Really happy to see what I did see out of Devontae this week after week 1 was a little bit of a slow start. But, yeah, the biggest question mark was pretty much Stafford's health. And he's slinging it right now. So I feel good about that. I actually sent a few offers out there to try to capitalize on that, see if any of these win-now teams want a guy like Devontae.
No.
So maybe we'll have an maybe we'll have an update on that later in the year. But no, my team just I was happy with your guy Juwan Johnson that I picked.
He's good,
up.
Man.
Dude, he is good.
Yeah.
Play Seattle this week. Nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep starting him. Traded Kelsey, but then I got some garbage time. Jameson Williams. Actually, this was a little bit less garbage time. It was still within 2 or 3 touchdowns at that point.
Yeah, he had the early one, if I remember.
I still
2 catches.
I mean, he can get 30 points any given week.
That's crazy.
If they want to.
Yeah, he can.
This is what I want from Matthew Golden, but actually not, because Matthew Golden is a better route runner than Jameson. As much as I love Jameson,
and a better separator.
Much I love him.
I can't believe you'd hate on your guy like that.
Depends on your definition of separator. If it's just running straight forward and separating in that regard, pretty good. But and also we were, like I said, or like Brian said, I mean, we were at the game and it did not feel like the Packers defense only had 6.5 points. We're not creating turnovers, but no Packer fan is complaining about that. I mean, Evan Williams did have the pick week 1, but apparently we're just not going to score a lot of fantasy points.
Well, the garbage time.
The defense is insane.
Have been hurting a little
bit.
That
part's true. That part does.
Thankfully, we get a half a point for a 3 and out in this league. Otherwise, it would have been much worse for you. And that would have felt even more disgusting. Because I agree, they've been feeling like an excellent defense, but I don't know. This week, it wasn't it.
Wasn't like your Pats defense back in the day, Preston.
Although the game against Cleveland will be probably pretty good. Yeah,
Joe, especially because they confirmed that they're going to start Joe Flacco, so his old butt is just going to sit back there and be
he's going to
be a body bag,
dude.
Footsteps is
dead. Well, you can't start a rookie against the Packers defense, though. I mean, come on.
No, this would be the most disrespect ever if they skipped Dylan Gabriel and Brian Shadur. That'd be so funny. Or literally, if they started either of those two, it would. Oh my god!
I mean, you're just throwing them to the wolves, man.
Parsons.
Yeah.
I saw that. Well, we saw Eckler got hurt in the Packer game too. So JCM Bill, I should say, is going to be the starter going forward. We'll see how that goes. I knew he was not startable. Some people did start him against the Packers, but it was pretty obvious early on that not only with Eckler playing, just in general, the run game wasn't going to work against the Packers.
Jordan Mason is going to be a stud while Aaron Jones is out. I think did they put him on the IR? I think I saw.
I believe so.
Yeah. IR designated return, so he's out for 4 weeks.
That'd be big.
Obviously I haven't started him yet, but he's been looking pretty good.
He looks great on the field.
Action.
Yeah, I agree. His fantasies, production hasn't really been what you want to see, but he looks really good, and he's got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati next 2 weeks, so nice.
Yeah, like looking at my bench running backs, like last year, I did the exact same strategy of just grabbing a bunch of backup running backs that were young that could potentially do something. And 2 weeks into the season, I've got some promising ones, which is lucky at this point. But
For sure.
yeah, I mean, just another matchup between me and George where I walk away with the win.
Oh!
And, this was
Oh,
Boom. Roasted.
it did help that George was making some poor management decisions, so I
Facts.
appreciate that.
Also, did George just like forget he needed a tight end until the end of the draft? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. You know.
I blame T-Law for that, if I'm being honest. I was not. I can't say I was low on Strange.
Yeah.
But I agree he should have had somebody better than that.
I like Strange as a sleeper, but I agree his tight end situation is tough. You know, he could be
He's got
going
your guy
after.
called Loveland, guy Brian absolutely loves.
Yeah, he's
I didn't even know
trash.
that he had Loveland. That's who I drafted, and then I couldn't keep him because he's not going to be involved.
Jake.
Definitely better than Tyler Warren.
Oh! Yeah. Tyler Warren's a dog. All right, well, that's the matchups. Went through the standings already. Players of the week. Jared Goff for Cade had 48.96. JT on your team, Preston, 33.5. Malik Neighbors, 43.7 on Nick's team. Tucker Kraft on your team again, Preston. Yeah, must be nice. Just about 27.5. I had Brandon Aubrey with a 22 burger. In the Atlanta defense, 22.5 as a free agent. Must be nice. I don't remember who they played last week. Oh, Minnesota. Yeah. Yeah. Rip JJ McCarthy. All right.
I'm convinced he's not actually hurt and he's getting Bryce Young. Convinced.
That would be
Dude,
great.
you're talking about the NFC Player of the Week, Preston. You watch your mouth.
He did not limp at all and looked fine at all in that game. I think they're Bryce Young getting him, and it's okay.
Nothing about what I saw in that game would tell me that JJ McCarthy looked fine. I'll just say that.
Fair.
All right, so we're going to do some transactions. Now, we didn't do transactions last show because we were recording on a Tuesday, so they hadn't run yet. So there's quite a bit here. I'm going to try to skim through the ones that don't matter. Anything requiring fab after the season started. Shout out Bill Krosky and Jake. I got Justin Fields. I haven't even seen this yet. That's huge to know. I got Justin Fields for 10 fab. 2 other people bid. Greg and Jake, $6 and $4. It doesn't feel as good anymore.
Yeah.
Now that he's concussed and kind of looked like shit when he wasn't. But I won him, and I didn't spend too much money, apparently. I also got the San Fran defense for $5 hairs. And Greg bid 0 on them, so a little overspend there, but don't really care. So based on that, Jake, because I believe in the Fab Offers tab here, that's where all the pickups
I must have been thinking of a different league then, yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the pickups go where there's like multiple people bidding on a player. That does mean that Hollywood Brown went to Greg for $31 when nobody else bid. Which,
Wow.
you know what? I would love to make fun of, and I will make fun of you, Greg, because that's funny. But also, like, Hollywood Brown was a good pickup. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that was stupid to pick him up for $31 because, we have multiple people over 100 fab in this league. And if they would have dropped, $20 on there, you would look like a not so stupid guy. But they didn't, so you're stupid.
Boom.
George, speaking of George's tight end situation, there's his tight end. $10.
I mean, to be fair to George, he had to win Brenton Strange, otherwise he's cooked.
True.
But $10, yeah, nobody else bid. Classic. Especially when he could have had Harold Fannin for that same $10, and I would much rather have Harold Fannin personally.
Yeah.
He has a much lower floor, it seems. He's been getting a lot of targets. Looks good. I think he's a rookie.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Yep.
That's good stuff from the Dynasty boys there. Rams defense for a couple bucks. Quentin. Oh, that's Quentin Johnston. Wow, kid, you got him for free, huh? That's kind of embarrassing. Good for him. He got Cedric Tillman for free too. Austin Eckler, rip. Juwan Johnson was free. Shout out Jake. Damn, all the tight ends are free. What are you doing, George?
Except I was gonna say except George. Also, did Cade do a Charger for Charger swap there with Johnston and
Trey Harris?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he did. That was a good swap, in my opinion. Trey Harris has potential, I guess, but I think he needs an injury to be relevant this year.
Yeah.
So the first trade, there were 3 trades so far, and the first one was between Cade and Jake. Jake talked about it a little bit earlier. He sent Kelsey to Cade for an 8th-round pick, which is probably a win-win when you got a guy like Juwan Johnson, who is better.
Yeah. I drafted Kelsey in the 7th round, and then I said I wanted a 7th rounder. Cade said he was thinking 9th, and we just easy work. That's how easy trades are, George.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's been 3 trades, and 2 of them have probably come together in sub 10 minutes. And the third one, well, you know what? Let's roll the tape real quick on my text messages with George last night and see how long it took to come up with a. So
Oh boy.
we confirmed the deal at about 9:10 p.m. and he first texted me at. Oh, let me scroll. It took a little over an hour to finalize the trade, which doesn't sound like much, but for those that have texted George, you know that it's an eternity. Sorry, George. I love you, George, but fuck, dude. Well, so we finally got this nailed down. The reason it feels like it took forever is that there were like 18 different trade offers all in that span of time. It's not like you're working on one deal. It's like, oh, what about this guy? What about that guy? What about this guy? What about that guy? And don't get me wrong, I was orchestrating that a little bit too. But yeah. So go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
I'll just say my talks with George weren't quite as long, but there was a time where I was like, you know what, George? I think we're literally both trying to accomplish the exact same result. I was trying to acquire Jefferson. He was trying to acquire Lamb. And we're both just like teams lower on the leaderboard that are looking at keepers next year.
Oh.
So you know what? We'll just think about this a couple of weeks later. At this point, honestly.
Yeah, when George needs a keeper and you don't.
When I was like, I kept Jaden Reed this year, George. I really can't just give away CD and then not know who my keepers are. That would be
That's
brutal.
true. Risky game in this league.
Yep.
So the deal ended up being. Yeah, you know what, Preston? Yes, you can. You can break some news here.
Thanks, dude. I figured, as the person that works in college athletics, this will fit. The NCAA has officially eliminated the spring transfer portal window for football.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. That is a
Which
Woj
is-
bomb.
Which is interesting. So, for
That's
all
very
you
interesting.
college football lovers, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out for transfers and all that stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, that'll have impact to the NFL too. That'll probably factor in on, what players declare and what players don't.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, well, back to our regularly scheduled program. So the trade that George and I finally agreed to was T. Higgins. I sent him Higgins, Tony Pollard, and a 14th for Herbert and Pity City. I needed a quarterback for really just this week, but Herbert's been cooking, so he might be more of a matchup-based starter because I have Jane Daniels too, so I don't really need a guy, but Jane Daniels is not playing this week. And, well, I don't think I have – well, my backup was Justin Fields, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. T. Higgins is now catching a ball from Jake Browning for most, if not all, of this year. I'm not very
the rest of the
confident in that.
fantasy season.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You know who he could have been catching a pass from?
Malik
if the
Willis.
Bengals weren't so cheap.
Malik Willis.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some good trade
They had to
rumors.
pay up.
They got
They
Sean
paid up.
Clifford, Jake. Did you see that?
Oh, I saw that. They
Yeah.
got Clifford, and who else did they have? Mike White? Is that who they signed?
Oh, that doesn't surprise
Was
me.
it Mike White or is it somebody
I
else?
believe so.
I didn't
I
hear
believe
it.
It was Mike White.
That's funny. Yeah. So George got Tony Pollard, as stinky as he's been, is probably George's best running back on his roster right now. So you got a running back that he can play, and T. Higgins, I guess. I don't know. T. Higgins has been, and he'll probably continue to be. So that was a trade, and then immediately after, I hit up Jake and asked if he wanted Matthew Golden for a 12th, and he said, "Send him home."
Sure. Yeah, send him home.
Home was crazy.
So that was like a 2-minute trade talk, if that.
Less than that. It was like
exactly.
10 seconds. And it was Bryant's well aware that if he's got somebody on my dynasty team, I'm probably gonna want to trade for him.
That's true.
For
that
better
was
or
the
for
thought
worse.
process. I was like, dang, I kind of have to get a roster slot, and I don't want to cut a guy like Matthew Golden. And I'm like, oh wait, I know Jake wants Matthew Golden.
Yep.
So yeah, that was quick.
We'll see this next week, and honestly, I guess until Reed's back,
Yeah.
he might not have
Did
a
you see-
job. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you see Reed had the collarbone surgery, but he also had foot surgery at the same time?
Yep, he had his
Yeah.
That's nuts.
oh, what was that? Oh crap. Jones fracture. He had that repaired
Yeah.
too. Because I don't know if anybody remembers, in the offseason, that came out that he had the Jones fracture, and they said he was going to play through it instead of getting surgery. So it just kind of made sense to get it, I guess, if you're going to miss time for the collarbone. I think they have pretty similar timelines to them, actually. So I guess it works out.
It does work out.
Might be kind of sketch. I'm a little less confident in him coming back this year. He will come back, but I'm not sure how good he'll look, just because he's not going to be able to work out at all. Yeah. I mean, with a broken collarbone and a foot surgery, I can't imagine he's going to be moving all that great for a month.
I don't get that. And then also, like we always talk about quarterbacks, or like Jordan Love didn't play much in the preseason. He was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Did he not play at all? No, he played like one drive in one of the games.
Yeah,
he was hurt.
Yeah.
So the story was like he didn't have chemistry with Matthew Golden. Well, how does he get? Yeah, like so Reed's out for this long. How's he going to get chemistry back for him? Like we're gonna have to try to. I know he's going to have to get in the lab as soon as possible. I did hear that Christian Watson posted something about he'd be good to go if it was a playoff game today.
Yeah, which is kind of wild
when
to
he's
me.
back.
Yeah, he tweeted that, which is crazy.
That impresses the shit out of me. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, who knows?
He should be back after their bye, probably. Is what I saw.
I think that too. Yeah.
Feels like a terrible year for a week 5 bye.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're pretty banged up early. It might be a good thing, get the guys back.
Accurate.
We'll see. Who knows? All right. We got to do the matchup previews here. We're gonna start off with the marquee matchup.
Ooh.
Boom. Me and Brandon. Honestly, there aren't that many fantastic matchups this week. Cade would argue he might be getting snubbed again. But I don't care. There are no 2-0 teams going at it this week. And realistically, the one that it probably should be is George and Greg, but I'm not going to put George in the marquee matchup for the third week in a row. Especially because I think George's projection is way too high. Sorry, George. It's true. Yeah, so it's going to be me and Brandon this week. A little shizzle on shizzle crime here. Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, Mike Evans, Tet, Drake London, Sutton. We got guys going at it today in this one. In the flex, he does have Javonte in there. Going up against the Bears, he could be the NFC Player of the Week,
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall on my side. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I should, make your bets on, what's that one website that you can bet on anything called, like Polymarket? Put your bets in on Polymarket today.
They probably have the odds like extremely skewed toward Dak at this point, my guess.
They might, yeah.
But I don't know.
Probably.
I've got Ricky Pearsall on the flex as of now. I think that'll end up sticking. I was tossing around between Chuba and Pittman as well. Because Chuba's been pretty good. Granted, maybe a little touchdown dependent. And Pittman can be good. But I think I'm going to stick with Ricky.
Yeah.
He's probably got one of the lower floors. I'm not sure. I don't know. Feels right.
Yeah.
They play Cardinals. Cardinals stink.
True. I saw you also picked up Troy Franklin.
I
have
did.
him in Dynasty. He killed it last week.
He's been good. I'm a little worried about him against the Chargers because they're such a good defense. But yeah. Against the Bengals, there's a world of restarts.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I mean, Brandon's bench is kind of unremarkable. I mean, there's not really anybody that has to start on Brandon's team. I'd consider Harold Fannin over Kyle Pitts, but Carolina and Green Bay matchups, yeah, maybe Kyle Pitts is the guy.
Do you consider? I know the Bears have been abysmal, but do you consider Caleb Williams against that Dallas defense to see if he can throw for as many yards as Russ did?
Yeah, it's a good question, especially because Bo Nix is up against Chargers.
Yeah.
You could definitely do that, and I wouldn't fault anybody for doing that.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's tough for Brandon
But it's
because he
also
has
the Bears.
Sutton,
They
so
can stuff.
the stack is
Yeah.
nice. Honestly, if I pulled Bo Nix, I'd consider throwing DJ Moore in there and riding and dying by it.
Fair.
But that might also kill you, so your mileage may vary.
True.
But if Caleb Williams has a good week, it doesn't necessarily mean DJ Moore does. So it's one of those things. Because Caleb Williams hasn't been that bad as for fantasy. Don't crucify me.
Yeah.
But you can play Caleb Williams in fantasy football, and hopefully, well, I shouldn't say that. I would hope that you'd be disappointed because I think he stinks. But you probably won't be that disappointed. He's been running plenty.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, when you were talking about the Kyle Pitts start, I would 100% be starting one of the Browns tight ends against Green Bay defense for the same reason that I recommended Zach Ertz last week.
Oh.
And I drafted Njoku in a lot of leagues. I did not expect Fannin to get this much action while Njoku's still healthy. That's the only trouble is like which one of those guys do you start right now?
Yeah.
Almost like flipping a coin, honestly. But one of those guys is going to get a touchdown against us, I have a feeling. And it might be garbage time again. But I don't know. I think I would. Yeah, I won't even give an answer, but I'd be starting one of those Browns tight ends.
I'd probably be starting Kyle Pitts.
Njoku.
Yeah.
If I had to pick between Njoku and Fannin, I think I might pick Fannin because it might be more fun. I mean, Fannin got to carry, dude. He got to carry week one.
That's crazy.
He's just a beast. But yeah, I agree. Between Njoku and Fannin, I mean, you can't really go wrong. They're both getting about the same number of targets. They both look fine. Yeah. I don't know. If it were me.
I'm changing my mind. Fannin, boom, lock it in.
Boom, roasted. Yeah, I guess that I think that about does it for the analysis on this one. But I do have to ask. I have myself, of course. Jake, who do you have?
I've got Brandon.
Are you sure about that?
I'm riding with the Javonte Williams team this week, this matchup.
Is that your answer for the fab?
Yes.
Wow. Anti?
Honestly, I think I'm riding Brandon as well with Jake. I just think his running backs can carry him. like those three running backs can carry him. Especially after the week your team had last week. I think his running backs could outscore you if it goes the same way.
I've been coming.
Wow.
I'm gonna continue
Preston.
to come.
If you're gonna have to listen back this section on the rewind when it comes out, Manti.
You just absolutely spammed
the soundboard was going crazy.
You
said you were gonna ride Brandon, and it was legendary.
Yeah. It started working, so I heard that.
Oh, you heard it? Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
you might have just heard that in one of our mics.
Maybe.
I guess not mine.
Probably not mine either, but that's okay. Maybe. It could come through my stream if he's watching it. Who knows? Anywho.
That could be it. Yeah.
All right, so there's the picks for this matchup. I can't believe I'm the only one on myself. That's usually a bad sign so far. Nick and Cade is up next. Nick's got the edge according to Yahoo. Baltimore's defense this is probably a fine matchup. Miami's defense might almost be a bad matchup for Josh Allen if they go up too big like last week.
I agree.
But it's Josh Allen, so he'll probably cook. Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins. Give me Neighbors, but it's close. I'll take JSN over Brian Thomas Jr., and that's less close. McCaffrey Saquon's a wash, although give me slight McCaffrey with the matchup. Bucky Irving and Kamara. Give me Bucky, but it's close. Ferguson, Kelsey. How's Fergie been doing, Jake? He's stud. Pretty solid. He had 12 targets last week. Damn.
That's I did not. I was not aware of that. That's
All right.
really good pickup.
I'll call that a wash. Maybe a slight lean towards Kelsey. I'll take McConkey over Ridley for sure. I'd be disappointed if I saw Ridley in Cade's lineup when the week starts. I would absolutely have Wandale in there.
Yeah.
Or Quentin Johnston if you want to run that route too, because that's fine. Even Cedric Tillman, but I'm less inclined to go Cedric Tillman because of the Green Bay matchup. I feel like wide receivers haven't been doing that great against us.
Mm-hmm.
No, they haven't.
So
too many pass breakups by Keaton Nixon.
Yeah, that's
True.
huge. As for Nick's side of the ball, I don't think I'm changing anything. You know what? I think I would. I would probably put a Buka in there for BTJ, and I'd hold my breath. It's scary.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, there's a chance that Houston defense just sacks Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's accurate. I'd be okay if you want to throw George Pickens in there instead, because Egbuka's been pretty reliant on the touchdown. He has 3 of them already, but I don't know. If it were me, I'd definitely be considering it. I'd be struggling with that.
Yeah.
All right. Mantha, who do you got in this one, dude?
I've got Nick in this one.
Okay. Jake?
Yeah, Nick's team is away again. I just have to go with Nick's team here.
Too good, isn't it? I am going to also go Nick. But if Cade plays Malik Neighbors, not Malik Neighbors.
If he
plays
Neighbors,
Wandale, that would
He would
affect my
win,
answer.
yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Cade and hope that he plays Wandale just to be a little contrarian here, because Josh Allen might disappoint again this week, and I'm pretty low on BTJ.
Disrespecting Jared Goff, even though the Ravens
They
are the Ravens.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jared Goff will outperform his projection. He will not put up 50 points again, but he will outperform his projection. Not everybody can play the Bears every week, but
True.
throw Wandale or Quentin Johnston in there in the flex, Cade, and you've got yourself a dub.
Better question is, does Jair Alexander even play for the Ravens this week?
Oh, they're gonna hope not.
Yeah, I would say they're gonna hope he doesn't actually.
Next matchup is Greg and George. George has the slight edge per Vegas. I'm going heavy Greg money line in this one. Lamar is a stud. Justin Jefferson has been disappointing, but he's playing the Bengals, so he might be okay. And honestly, as much as I love to dog on Carson Wentz, he might be able to support a wide receiver here. He's got Rome in there, who has been a stud lately. Charbonnet is iffy, but proved that he can have at least okay games. I don't know. Counting on Sharp is tough. Pollard's in there, and you're rolling with it. Strange is kind of tough. Jacoby's been pretty good, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have, is he going to have Lattimore against Washington? I don't know. Might be tough.
I don't know. Lattimore kind of got killed against Green Bay. Wicks kicked his ass.
That's true. Wicks is a stud, though. Wicks is way better than Jacoby. No, I'm just kidding. AJ Brown on the bench currently for George, and T. Higgins on the bench currently for George. Honestly, I don't blame him.
And
I think if it were me, I might be doing the same thing and crying about it.
Fair.
But,
because it's like, can Jake Browning support 2 receivers? I don't know. Last week he did a good job. I'm convinced there's a chance, especially in this matchup, that Jefferson and Chase have good weeks because the backup quarterbacks are just strictly throwing them the ball consistently, is what they should be doing. But
Well, and if T. Higgins doesn't catch that 40-something yard touchdown, 42-yard touchdown last week, then he has like 6 points again, and
Yeah.
you're suffering. So I
Yeah.
understand him on the bench, and I understand A.J. Brown on the bench, especially in that matchup. Although maybe with maybe with the Philadelphia pass catchers, the key is to get a tough matchup. But who knows? I mean, you can't bench Jefferson. You're probably not benching Rome with how he's been playing, and Jacoby's been solid. So I kind of like it actually from George. It's probably not what most people would do. The running back situation's pretty tough, especially with Jones on the IR. I think I'd be considering Rashad White over Charbonnet, but kind of a horse piece. I don't know if we really need to talk about Greg's team, in all honesty. Daniel Jones in there over Baker. Maybe not, but you could. Baker's fine. You can definitely play Baker.
But also played the Jets, so.
Exactly, right? But Danny Dimes, did it against Denver last week, so.
Yeah, and they're playing Tennessee, so both are not great defenses, but.
Yeah, I think this is probably my lineup for Greg too. I'm taking Greg here. I don't know about you guys.
Me too.
Jake?
So I've been hating on Greg.
Yeah. Continue to hate, Jake, because
Continue.
then Preston and I'll be right.
And I kind of want to hate on him another week. And I also kind of want to watch him move Keon Coleman Thursday night game out of his flex, and that's kind of swaying me toward George's team because I always mention that every week. I always mention that, and
you have a good point.
No, you've got the right idea about Keon Coleman, but I don't know about actually. I don't know if you do have the right idea about Keon Coleman playing against the Dolphins. Like Bryant already mentioned it, Thursday game. They're probably going to be up early
because of Keon
I'm
Coleman.
looking at the rest of his team. Maybe because of Keon Coleman. Maybe he doesn't have a whole lot of options. Other than
he
that.
doesn't. I mean, Hollywood Brown's probably the guy
like,
throwing instead.
Did we already talk about Waddle? I don't want to.
We have not talked about Waddle. He had a good week last week.
Questionable. I feel like I'd probably
He's
just
always
start
questionable.
Waddle.
Who cares?
I don't know.
I'm on the Keon over Waddle side, but I would understand throwing Hollywood in there personally. But it's close. It's not like it's a. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Keon's upside is higher, I think.
Gonna take George.
Oh, yes.
Respect for taking A.J. Brown out of the starting lineup.
Greg might be sad about that right now, but when he wins this matchup, he will be ear to ear.
Yeah, he's gonna when he's on the pod next week.
When Abby's on the pod.
Oh yeah, I should say when
PM Abby. We all know Abby's running the team. Come on. All right, Preston, you're up next, dude. This is a 2-0 Master Bates versus. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't cancel me for that. Going up against 0-2 Burrows Chubb. Whoa, say that the other way around. Burrows Chubb. What? Master what? Okay. Well, Lemons has Joe Burrow in his lineup still, so you can chuck a apparently 18-point projection from Dak in there. That is shockingly low. I'd put that projection at
against
22.
Chicago. Yeah.
37.9.
Understandable. Yeah. You can throw Dak in there and give him 20 points. The problem is Lemons' team has been generally disappointing with the guys he drafted early. James Cook's been really good, and it's good to see him not in the flex. Shout out Jake.
Yep.
James Cook should feast against Miami. But, like we've been talking about with Buffalo, if he doesn't get the touchdowns early, he might not get them. So, a little risky. Yeah. But you kind of live with it. Manthai, I would. Oh, Mahomes and May both have good matchups. Mahomes has been pretty good. I don't blame you for playing Mahomes, but May might be better.
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle with that one because it's just like he doesn't have anybody throwing the fucking ball to. So
I think the thing about Mahomes and the reason he's been so solid to start the year is that the Chiefs have been losing those games, and I don't expect them to be losing a game against the Giants.
Sure.
So something to think about. If it were me, the projection's kind of wildly different. I feel like Drake May is kind of getting shafted here. I think Pittsburgh's defense is actually really stinky, and you could play Drake May. But that's kind of a horse piece. I don't blame a guy going out of their way there. Puka, Flowers, JT, Jacobs. Yeah, you start JT, Jacobs. You start Puka. You probably start Flowers. You start Tucker Kraft. Brees Hall, you definitely can start, no problem. I don't think there's anybody on your bench I'd throw in there instead. If you want to cross your fingers and your nuts, you can throw Tyreek Hill in there, but I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Lemons.
But maybe
set.
I'm
if I'm being
riding
honest,
on
I'd be really tempted to start Tyreek Hill and then throw Zay Flowers into the flex. I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe
Be tempted.
I think I'm just kind of riding on hoping on the Brees Hall.
He's ready with that soundboard.
I was.
On the Brees Hall, they have a backup quarterback that can hand the ball off a lot. Hopefully,
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a world where that happens.
Yeah,
Could be some Braylon Allen minutes too.
Oh.
true.
You don't want to hear about the Braylon Allen minutes, but
Dude,
No, Brees Hall looks good.
they take Brees Hall out in the red zone every single time, and it's so frustrating.
Sounds to me like you should have Tyreek Hill in there then.
Yeah, but Tua might get another concussion and die. So
I'd say Brees Hall is safer, but I think last week might have proved that he's not quite that safe, but he should be fine. I'd love him week 4 against Miami.
yeah,
I'm going to take Manti here.
same.
I'm also taking myself.
All right, I got Preston down for lemons, and we are good to go. Last and potentially least, Jake and Lane. Jalen Hurts. This might be the first time I've seen him projected sub 20 in quite some time. Rams matchup is tough. CeeDee Lamb should absolutely feast against the Bears. Devontae Adams has been pretty good, but Philly, not so good. Kyron, same thing. 2 Rams in the lineup is tough this week, Jake. Bill Krosky should be good against the Raiders, I would think. Juwan Johnson's a dog. J-Mo's a dog. They're gonna have to score against Baltimore, so I'd be. You
know what? I also will say they just updated the Jordan Mason projection.
I see that.
Yeah,
I was
That
just
not
about to
like
say
that earlier today.
I hadn't even
Him or
looked at the
Bill.
number. If it were
Yeah.
me, Jake, I'd be
Probably,
considering swapping J-Mo and Devontae and playing Jordan Mason in the flex. If it were
Oh
me.
my god.
Just saying.
You want to see my pain on the next podcast with Devontae with another 25 points. That's what you want to see. No, but I'll be making changes to this. It'll be, I think I'm gonna have to throw Jordan Mason in the
He has to find the lineup
running back
somehow,
spot.
and maybe it's for Bill, but I don't know. Bill's a pretty good start.
I think I'm gonna do that live on the pod.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
Not that you have to refresh, but I'm gonna do that as of now, and then we'll see if I change it. But I've seen good things out of Jordan Mason. I talked about it, and I feel good about that matchup.
Oh yeah. You have to play Jordan Mason against the Bengals. 'Cause if you're not playing against the Bengals, you're not playing against anybody. But
Yeah,
it's tough finding the guy to pull out. Pause question mark. Yeah, if it were me, Jake, I'm pulling out Devontae, but I respect your decision. Lane side of the ball, I'd be pulling out Kyler Murray. Who's his backup again? Love, yeah, put Love in. Although Cleveland is a tough matchup though, but I'm still probably playing Love. Amon-Ra stays. Marv probably stays. Henry definitely stays. Walker stays. Kincaid. Jake would probably say he doesn't stay, but I would say he does. Devonta Smith can stay. Stephon Diggs is a cut. I'd probably play Jalen Warren in this matchup or Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
And Jordan Love, I'd play. And I think that's probably all I would do, Power Lane. I'm going to take Jake in this matchup. You know what? Manti, you go first, because if he does what if he does what I told him to do,
yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna take Jake, and I think you should keep Devontae Adams in, but bench J-Mo and put in Garrett Wilson personally. But
that's a tough one for me.
That's disgusting. I'm on Team J-Mo. the Baltimore matchup has an opportunity to go nuclear, just like the Bills-Baltimore game does.
Sure, that's fair.
I'd want a piece of that. The over/under in that game, I haven't looked at it, but it's got to be pretty high. It might be the highest in the week. Monday Night Football, I would, if I were Jake, I would not be able to bench my guy in that matchup.
I just don't like JMO as much as Jake does because Jake's
Yeah.
obsessed
Well, that's
with
not
him.
possible.
Preston
but-
doesn't like winning as much as Jake does.
Oh my god!
In this league, I can't. I wish I could say that in this league. But
Yeah,
you know what?
how's that going in this league or dynasty?
I didn't say anything about
Yeah,
me.
that's tough.
I hate winning.
No.
That's why I commish. Dave Montgomery
Garrett
too against
Wilson
Baltimore.
without
Garrett
Wilson, I've got Tyrod Taylor. I didn't like what he did last week. It's tough. It's not. I can't even sit here and say I want to see more consistency out of Garrett Wilson because who wouldn't want to see more consistency out of Garrett Wilson? Brandon knows exactly what I'm dealing with at the moment, but I still like Garrett Wilson, but he's on the block for sure.
How could you say that? Nobody wants him. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's me,
This might be my last week with Matthew Golden on the bench. No, that's not true. I like my receivers, but
can Lane really go 3-0 with this team?
I don't think so. That's like I said. That's why I'm going Jake. I just don't think. I don't think it's
But-
sustainable.
Jake, you're going yourself.
can somebody explain to me why Amon-Ra is projected 16?
Yeah,
I don't like
Yahoo
Amon-Ra,
is
but
bad at
that's
projecting.
just crazy.
Yeah.
That's great against Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm
I
going Lane here. I think.
Okay.
You're what? Jake's pissed.
Noted.
I think I'm pretending Jordan Love is in the lineup, which I like considerably more, even though Yahoo doesn't. And I'm pretending that Jalen Warren is in the flex, who I think is good for at least a baker's dozen. Whereas Devonta Smith is not. I'm seeing Jalen Hurts score 6 points, and against the Rams, and I'm seeing Derrick Henry bounce back against the Lions, and run over them like crazy because the Lions' interior run defense is bad. The only problem with Lane's team is Marv. I think Marv will stink, but I think Devontae will stink too, so it balances out.
Fair. I mean, the interesting thing is anytime Jalen Hurts scores in this game, week for you, Jake, it's gonna be extra because he has the Rams defense.
Oh,
True. And he doesn't get the Devontae Smith points because
True. Yeah, if he benches him,
they're all push.
that is also true. They
well,
are all
Devonta Smith will be on the bench, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Facts.
Hopefully. If Lane doesn't make those two changes, he's definitely losing this game.
Now, is Xavier Worthy back this week?
No.
No.
Why do they have him as
He's a
just
limited participant.
return to practice?
He was looking
was
good.
gonna say-
Oh, wow. Looking
Here's
good
the
for a
deal.
week 3 return. Maybe
I-
he is.
All I'm going to say is I do not want to see Xavier Worthy in my opponent's
Against the
lineup, and it's the
Giants.
perfect counter to Jameson Williams.
Yeah. if Worthy is active, you'd have to play him, and I'd play him over Marv.
Yeah, agreed.
I put Warren in the flex, and
I'd play
put
over
Worthy
Devontae
Marv.
Smith.
Well,
But
yeah,
you
of
already
course,
were
but I'm
subbing him out.
yeah, exactly. I'm totally fine benching Marv. You don't have to, but I'm fine with it. So I don't know. It's one of those things, though. Do you want to play Worthy? I have first week back, might not be fully healthy, but I probably would over Marv. I don't know. Definitely over Devonta Smith, though. Get that guy to your lineup. That's what I got. So everybody's voted, ready to go. There's only one thing that we have left to do, Jake.
That's a fact.
All right. Let's skip over that matchup. All
I
right.
saw that.
do you have the button ready, Jake?
I do.
That's what I love to hear.
This will be Preston's favorite segment.
Is it?
Dead air.
Yeah, Preston doesn't
just
get
kidding.
roasted.
I'm just saying he won't be able to hear any of the soundboard.
Oh, the soundboard. Yeah, apparently sometimes it works.
All right. Hope for the best.
All right, Greg. Dude, I simply cannot imagine being so incompetent as a GM that I'd even consider benching Indiana Jones and old man Keenan Allen in this matchup. What are you thinking, dude?
Boom. Roasted.
Greg will be so pissed. All right, Brandon. I think Sutton's hands aren't so sticky anymore. I guess that's what happens when you get engaged.
I've been coming.
Oh!
I'm gonna continue to come.
Whoa! I heard that
Nice.
one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You heard that
You
one.
heard that one. Mantai's selectively hearing these.
He just got that one. Just got that one.
Oh shit. Lemons. Between this year and last year, I'm gonna have a real problem come up with a roast for you. Could you do me a favor and maybe win a few games this year so I can have a little time off and roast somebody else?
Boom. Roasted.
The biggest thing to remember is we're dead.
Week
Nice.
2. I was just talking about how long this team's actually. pretty
Yeah,
fun,
I was
but
too.
You have to do it.
You do. Last but not least, George. Trading with you is like arguing politics. By the end, there are no winners, and I just want to go to bed.
Boom. Roasted.
Good night, George. All right, that'll do it for this week, gentlemen. Any closing thoughts, Jake?
No. I'm just happy to be 1-1. Just happy to be here.
Yeah, I know you're happy with 1-1 because your team's trash. Greg's gonna Lane's gonna mop your ass. Oh man. All right. Well, good luck to everybody this week.
I think
Kyler
is actually
not.
a very elite quarterback.
You are correct. Kyler Murray is not an elite quarterback, so you got me there. Good thing Jordan Love is.
True.
Ooh. All right. Good luck to everybody this week, other than Brandon. Lemons, not that he really needs the bad luck, and well, Jake.
Whoa.
Bad luck to you, buddy. I'm not wishing bad luck on my pick there. Shout out Lane. You're a dog, dude. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Preston, always a pleasure. Catch you guys later.